Defeat. Second place. Silver. These are not familiar words to the Blue Devils. Since 2007, the Corps has amassed an impressive 109 wins, 27 losses, and 3 World Championships. 2 years ago, the Blue Devils garnered back-to-back undefeated seasons. By definition, they are a dynasty, a phenomena to any sport, any activity, at any level. This year, the Blue Devils begin in unfamiliar territory on the heels of an end-of-the-year loss. The once unstoppable force, instantly humbled by the outcome of a single season. This is the story of recommitment and of a celebrated champion who becomes the challenger. It is a story of resurrection. This is Inside BD 360.
We are doing a show called Cabaret Voltaire. It's a show about the Dada movement.
What is Dada?
Dada is a really hard term to explain.
It's different, that's for sure.
Dada is, a reflection of an incredible art movement. It was a reaction of the poets and the artists of the time to actually World War I and the atrocities that were going on.
Dada is the complete opposite of structured art.
Really just everything contrary to what quote-unquote art is.
It takes the norm and it pushes it to that, out of this world level that people can't wrap their minds around.
It gives us license to really break some boundaries.
This is kind of a rebirth from a creative point of view in relationship to how you pace it, how you contour it, how it's dramatically sculpted.
There's just a lot of stuff in the show that you look at it and you say, is that supposed to be there?
I feel like it's more just raw emotion and pure thought that's kind of unhindered by the rules of conventional art.
30 miles east of San Francisco lie the golden foothills of Concord, California. The desolate refinery yards of North Concord are home to Mars, the Blue Devils' practice facility. It is 10 a.m., and the Corps is deep into marching fundamentals. Leading the rehearsal is Hall of Fame marching instructor Todd Ryan.
You have to stay connected to the people on either side of you. You got it?
His passionate and unrelenting approach finds itself contagious among fellow visual staff technicians, Jesse Miner, Kari White, and Jamie Hawley.
That you become a front of the beat person, because here at the Blue Devils, everything rides on the front edge. Hey, someone messed up the entire exercise, so take a lap, please.
This Corps is definitely younger. There's a lot of new people.
We have a lot of rookies this year.
Yeah, make sure don't get to cover on sunshine too fast there, Nikolai. Yeah, watch the cover, watch the cover.
The best thing about a Corps that is young is the energy they bring every day.
I haven't been a rookie at anything in a really long time. And so coming here, it's cool to be able to be open to these thoughts and to these new ideas.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, check that out because John called you up. It's cool to come here and have all the vets just kind of take me under their wing.
We all just make sure that we let them know what the standards are and that they live up to those standards. She said to make the upper body look bigger.
If we have a good amount of strong veterans and they're setting the tone and the rookies are figuring it out. So it's a good mix of this energy and this drive with the smarts of the older guys.
Michael, 13 to 37.
At first it was kind of intimidating being here, and it's like, oh, all these people know exactly what they're doing, but I've gotten a lot figured out since I've been here.
It's just really nice because they're like, oh, I guess this is what we have to do now.
The rookies just follow them and try to be Blue Devils.
While young becomes learned, and the older members accept their roles as teachers, a few key members find themselves in an unusual place, on the sideline.
We're doing some body stuff with John.
It's happening to me in a mirror. I injured my Achilles heel.
And it messed up my back.
And I know of people in the past that have actually fallen out of a summer. If you tear your Achilles tendon, you're done. Like, you won't walk for a good 3 months.
With 3 drummers injured, including center snare Nick Arce, the drum line is in a precarious position.
I had to get help laying down and standing up. And I couldn't really walk, and I couldn't really lift my head.
Usually we don't have too many percussion injuries, so this is kind of new. I mean, usually the drummers stay pretty healthy.
People have that kind of mindset in drum corps, especially the Blue Devils, that you don't want to sit out and leave other people hanging. I was being kind of stubborn about it, so now I'm kind of feeling the result of that.
I would definitely like to be out there.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Me being in there would just make that whole process of getting everyone on the same page a lot easier than sitting right here. You know? So to me, that's the hardest thing.
The story of resurrection is a compelling one. It requires first the uncomfortable and uncertain pains of loss and consequent death, the death of hope or dreams, and sometimes the painful recognition of one's own shortcomings. For any group, family, or team, there are the young and the new who must be willing to learn without fear or contemplation, who must be willing to take, sometimes blindly, the lessons of predecessors in light of their own history. Concurrently, the experienced must be ready to lead, to include all in its wake and encourage without prejudice, to develop a newfound confidence in a role they too have never played. These are the roles of the champion, who suddenly finds itself the challenger, and this is the story of their resurrection. This is Inside BD 360.
My name's David Reaver, and I'm the horn sergeant and trumpet section leader. I go to school at the University of California, Riverside, so we get out kind of late. I know that when I show up, we're doing the craziest things I've ever done. You know, in terms of drill, especially Blue Devils drill, the charts don't really exist. So I'm going to be thrown in there, and they'll just say, "Oh, your next not's over here, over here, over here. 10 counts, there you go." No, that's how we learn drill. My biggest challenge so far is getting everyone on board. As horn sergeant, I'm supposed to try and unify the horn line and make sure that there's no stragglers and there's no one trying to start their own cliques or trying to stay outside of the vibe. So I try to keep one unified vibe on the horn line. I think this year the Blue Devils, I think this year's show is particularly crazy because oftentimes you can look at one thing and something else totally different's going on. It could be musically, it could be visually. So as a brass performer, we rehearse a lot of the brass music all the time. That's what I hear. That's what I think the show's about. And all of a sudden I go listen to the pit, and I go, what part of the show is this? I don't understand where this is. And then they tell me, it's like, wow, that's supposed to be on top of what I'm doing. Like, I don't know how this is going to work. And then we go to visual rehearsal and look at the visuals, like, oh, what part of the show is this in? Oh, it's where you guys are playing that 16-note run. You guys are someone's going to do a backflip there or something. It's just like, it blows my mind how they put stuff together. It seems so disparate, and then all of a sudden at the very end it comes together, and you think it's going to be too crazy, you think you're not going to understand it, but our designers are really good at unifying all those disparate concepts. And I think the audience member, you can see the show 10 times, and you'll see something new every time. And those are my favorite shows, so I think I really like the show.
As each year begins, one of the drum corps' critical elements is the establishment of team, or as some prefer to allude, the genesis of family. With members coming from diverse locations from around the world, it is essential that this family has a home. Just 3 miles east of the Blue Devils rehearsal facilities is the blue-collar community of Bay Point, a wind-blown township of less than 22,000 residents. One of these is a longtime supporter of the Blue Devils. Each year, her generosity is enjoyed by members who temporarily call her home theirs.
I can sleep for a little bit more.
I'm living with Sonia Williams, and she's so nice. She does everything she can to help us.
Sonia's awesome. She's been with the Blue Devils for at least over 30 years now. She's known a lot of the staff and members that currently teach here.
Member of the Booster Club for about 32 years and classified more as a core mom. Yeah, they're like almost my own kids.
We call it Hotel Williams, which is our little nickname for Sonia's house.
Right now there are 10 people in the house, soon to be 12, and it gets pretty cramped.
It's kind of crowded, but that's drum corps for you.
Full bed here, we have this one that actually little pull-out bed that goes right back beneath this bed, and then another bed here that we put up so we can actually walk around and get to our stuff.
The highest I've had at one time for all days is 20 guys. That time we had one bathroom, mine, and they managed.
You got people sleep on every couch, every floor space, every bed, but nobody sleeps in the kitchen because we have to use that in the mornings.
Kids go out grocery shopping, they put their names on their food, and the rule is if there's a name on it, you don't touch it. If there's no name, it's fair game.
And she lets us use her car to drive to and from rehearsals and stuff like that.
She's just a really nice lady that makes a drum corps work for a lot of people out here.
It's kind of hard to explain because I get more back from these kids in affection and actual love than I can give.
If you ever marched here before, you're starting to get a sense of what the Blue Devils are. If you marched here before, you kind of know it. And you know what we're about. We have a competitive personality, okay? Along with the competitive personality, you have an attitude. And an attitude is not like an attitude like a chip on the shoulder attitude. It's an attitude of positiveness. It's an attitude of positive conviction. It's an attitude that you can make dreams become reality. And only way that attitude happens is with good karma, and it's with positiveness and being a good person and doing this for the right reason. Your job is to have that competitive personality, to have the positive attitude, to be the best performers in the entire world. That's your job, not all the other million things that happen in drum corps. I want this to be an experience of a lifetime. So let it go. Long journey. Have fun with your friends. Some of you, this is your last year, so let it go, especially if you're aging out, especially you guys, let it go.
I became a Blue Devil in 2002, so this is my 10th year here. So pretty much I've spent half of my conscious life doing drum corps and being a part of the Blue Devils.
The definition of family is not a simple one. Sometimes it is determined through ancestry, other times created through circumstance, and in many instances, it is shared experience. In all cases, it is clear that family within a functioning society plays key. It is the link we have to one another, the building blocks of a prosperous group experience, one where we depend on each other to learn, advance, succeed. Today is Family Day in Concord, California, a day in which the members of the Blue Devil organization celebrate their youngest participants while honoring those who have adorned the flash, color, and circumstance that has preceded them.
So Family Day, I love Family Day, all right? Because I think it's awesome that the whole Blue Devils family can get together here. I think the Blue Devils is much bigger than just drum corps, all right? We have a family here. We've been doing this for 40 years. There's so many alumni out there that they don't really care what happens with scores or anything. They care about each other.
With all three drum corps of the Blue Devil organization performing, veteran members reflect on the past goals and dreams they are now experiencing.
Well, when I started, I didn't know that there was an A Corps. I didn't find out until actually today, Family Day. The first show I saw was The Phenomenon of Cool, and I was like, I want to be there. And so when I made the A Corps, I was like so unbelievably excited, and it's been like the best thing to happen in my entire life, I would say.
It is the connections we find ourselves that determine our fate, some by choice, others seemingly by a larger intervention. No one knows how these determinations are made, or in most cases, who they will be made with. But we do know that we have a choice to build upon in friendship the support of the young and the new towards the creation and celebration of family. For all the pomp and ceremony, the assertion that drum corps is not a competitive activity is simply untrue. There are judges and score sheets, rankings and trophies, and there is the competition.
The mindset of the Phantom Regiment is something that is deeply rooted in tradition.
Since the beginning has been about passion.
You put on the red and...
That's the best part, is standing there and being like the best person you could be.
These are the words of the world's best, their individual identities defined in part by the armor they don.
Drum corps is about excellence.
The mindset is just being the absolute most best you can be.
Not just perfecting that show that we do on the field, but being perfect in everything you do off the field.
It's like a reminder of the rewards that you can get from working your butt off.
And while each competitor may not see eye to eye, nor choose a similar path to success, those who by very definition of intelligence find appreciation, admiration, and the acknowledgement of achievement in their rivals, raising the interesting possibility that without other, there is no self. With Dada being born out of negative reactions to the atrocities of World War I, many of its artists prized itself with an anti-bourgeois stance. It mocked contemporary art and celebrated the nonsensical. While other sections of the Corps provide the musical palette of these ideas, this year's Color Guard works with creative diligence to provide its interpretation of Dada.
The quirky parts in our show, let's see here.
This show in one word is quirky, all about it, everywhere. The pogo sticking. It's just like, oh, they grab their stuff, they're jumping up and down. What are they doing? Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I believe it's in the closer. When the rifles and the sabers, they pick up flutes and pretend like they're playing. I think that's really quirky.
And sometimes we joke around and we're like, oh yeah, let's play a fluke. He's like, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna play flute. And we're like, what? Oh, okay.
The show itself is pretty out there. I mean, we have horses and hoops. Like, what sense does that make?
In the beginning, we're carrying a little bird, and we have to act like we have a tiny bird we're caring for it. Nothing else matters. 10 counts later, we're smashing our hands together, making a snowball. It's really cool. It's different, and it's the Blue Devils. It's what we do.
The hula hoops, they're definitely hard to clean, especially when it's really windy outside. They definitely carry in the wind more than flag or rifle. Usually, if the wind is blowing at you, you're supposed to push forward, or if it's coming from behind you, then you pull back with like release points and stuff. And but with hula hoops, you just gotta figure it out for yourself.
I was just kind of like, who thinks of this? But it works. It works with this show concept.
The creative force behind the Guard is Scott Chandler. With an incredible staff comprised of TJ Doucette and Robbie Jacobson, Mr. Chandler's creativity knows no bounds.
Scott Chandler, he is, in one word, a genius.
He just throws it all out there, and it's just, who thinks of that?
TJ Doucette, who cleans all of our work.
She is the best cleaner on this planet. She can make anything amazing.
So we're at the 45, and you need to make sure that the top cap is facing the end zone. Everybody just rotate toward point 9 a little more.
After overcoming a preseason that included some key injuries, the Drumline has begun the first set of shows with a full steam ahead mentality. Dedication is the mantra of this year's line, and their focus is nothing less than the cleanest of beats.
Getting work done, this is that time where we make little changes. This is that time where we really dive in and clean something.
I think everyone's got a really good vibe, a really good mentality, and I think we're pushing.
We're on it, and we're going. We're going full speed.
Shoulders. How many you guys do?
250.
Blasting on all cylinders, the Drumline has taken 4 days of all-day rehearsals to begin perfecting the difficult book they are challenged by this year. With heads down and legs blazing, the line hopes to overcome a half-point deficit at the last California performance, the Riverside City College Show.
My favorite SoCal show is by far the Riverside show.
And it's not necessarily the show, because all the shows are kind of the same kind of football field. What's different about every show is just lots.
People are like right up and close. There's hundreds of people.
There's a whole bunch of cameras. There's a whole bunch of other things going on.
That lot is intimidating. It's every person that's like cycled through the Drumline and shows up to the Riverside lot tries to make you crack.
It tests you. You're playing for guys who used to be there. You have to own up to it, and you have to respect that.
Like, and then they'll give it up. They give it up for everything that's good, and if something's bad, then they don't give it up.
Usually they hype the hard stuff because I think we try the most innovative things out there.
The conditioning and determination of the drumline over the past week has paid off. From a half-point deficit, they jumped into first place, a nice way to depart the enthusiastic fans of California. July has finally arrived, meaning the departure of the Blue Devils from their native Sunshine State.
This is my first year at drum corps. I couldn't be any better, being with the Blue Devils, and I'm stoked, dude, stoked.
The seat partners are matched.
I want somebody who's organized, but doesn't have too much stuff.
I'm sitting with Anastasia. I've sat with her for 4 years at drum corps.
And their aisle numbers are set.
I'm 2 rows away from you.
2 in front?
Yes.
Yes!
Justin's not here, so he sent me a picture of the bus list. Great start, bus captain.
A month and a half of tour lays ahead. A month and a half of upright sleeping and limited personal space. Conditions that the passionate are unfazed by.
It comes to your home. It really does.
When you get a chance to just chill with people you love to be around, it's like hardly even like a battle by any means.
These are the members that are starting the summer's next chapter. The chapter that will define these members as individuals, sections, and as Blue Devils. It is the beginning of tour, and members are excited about the experiences that lay ahead of them.
So this started with Brandon Gadolje and Amir just talking smack, and then we just started calling people out, and now we got the whole corps doing push-ups.
2 more. You gotta push it out. You gotta push it out.
The energy is high as they enjoy diverse off-the-field moments.
Rest stop in Utah.
I can't believe there's a zebra.
There's a zebra sitting next to an ostrich.
Oh, well, it's 4th of July. Yeah, later on we're gonna go watch some fireworks.
A couple weeks after I left for All Days on tour, our dog had puppies. I begged and begged my mom to be able to bring the puppies this year because everyone remembered the puppies from last year. And here they are.
It's just like home. The kids feel just like home when they see puppies.
We went out to a great place to eat, had a great burger, and now we're here bowling.
There is no planning to moments like these. It's a way for the members to balance routine with spontaneity and make the most of their summer on the road.
There are 9 now active wildfires that are being tracked by the state.
It burned 52 homes and devoured 47,000 acres.
They have blackened more than 150,000 acres total.
Amidst the wildfires and high altitude, the Corps continues with their schedule.
It started out looked like maybe just somebody's house caught on fire or something. There wasn't a whole lot of smoke.
My human instinct when I saw the fire was like, go inside, go inside. And
At the end of that block, I look again to see what's going on, and it's massive. There's just tons of smoke.
With the Ogden and Denver shows coming up, the Horn Line is in search of quality rehearsal time. And it is only through the good fortune of a change in wind direction that allows this to occur.
The smoke, I don't think that it affected me much, but definitely the elevation took a toll on me.
Let's talk about the altitude real quick. Did any of you notice that during the run-through? Okay. The air that you're taking in is thinner, so you're going to take in the breath that you think is full. So as you exhale, you're going to run out of air sooner, right?
And if nature hasn't thrown enough into the mix, a rainstorm instantly ends a perfect rehearsal.
Do you think that it's going to be in our best interest to go ahead and wrap it up based on the weather that we're seeing around us?
And in order for this machine to continue forward, the members use all of their resources to fight these conditions.
So this is vitamin E, and it is the miracle vitamin. What we do is we pierce the top of it, and then you just take the inside liquid and you coat your lips. It doesn't fix everything, but it really helps with chops that are blown out or sunburned or injured in any sort of way. So.
This year's brass consists of 24 trumpets, 16 mellophones, 24 euphoniums, and 12 tubas. The season is young, but the brass line is determined to be the best in Blue Devils history. The tools to accomplish this goal are provided by the multi-champion winning horn staff, led by former member and soloist John Meehan.
This is by far some of the best teachers I've ever met.
They're geniuses, that's the only thing I could say. They work really well together.
Light daw attacks as you go through the pitches. Light daw attacks, okay? Thank you. 2 minutes on your own, and shawarma is next.
We're pushing through. It's a really hard show. I mean, it's a lot more demanding than last year, I think.
The gathering is treacherous, to say the least. Getting into the gathering, we're dodging guard, drumline, each other.
We're all playing slightly different parts that overlap, and it's cool.
Great. It's actually one of my favorite parts in the show because it's this slow moving mass, and yet it's got so much intensity because we're moving away from the audience, and even though we're moving away from the audience, the intensity is getting even more and building even more.
Club Street.
I actually love it when half of the field is like, oh dang, Club Street. Half of us are like, yeah, this is the fun part.
Half of the field is half timing and playing music, and the other half of the field is crab stepping, about a 4 to 5. That's pretty big step size, at 220 beats per minute.
And start jamming out, rocking out, playing this awesome jazz tune, and the energy just goes through the roof.
After a week of unpredictable weather, it would only make sense for the Denver show to have problems as well.
We were in the parking lot about to get on the buses, and there's this huge storm blowing in. We get there, 15-minute delay, another 15-minute delay.
It's funny, there was a 100% chance of rain at 9 o'clock, which is around when we were going on, so we're almost sure that we probably weren't going to play.
Then we finally got the word that we were going to go warm up, and that we were going to be doing a standstill.
After a week of rehearsal, the horn line was disappointed in the inability to showcase their improvement.
A lot of age-outs love the Denver Mile High Stadium, and we really wanted to perform there for our age-out.
Because we're so much cleaner and better performers, I think.
It was a little disappointing, but I know that the next show will be even cleaner.
Regardless of the situation, the Blue Devils still treated the night like any other and gave the audience what they deserved.
fun. We got to perform space chords.
It was the first time I've ever really played space in front of a big audience.
The Blue Devils have never done that in a stadium for an audience that's paying to see their show. So it was really exciting.
Fifty-yard field goal right here.
A good 15-mile-an-hour crosswind, left to right. 50-yarder. Go! Go! Oh! It looks good, it looks good, it looks good, it looks good! Yes! Woo! Nice!
Yeah! On top of the world, on top of the world.
Okay. Yeah.
After their journey through the mountainous West, the Blue Devils arrive in Minnesota. It is the week of the most important show to date, DCI Minnesota. The drumline, despite their current #1 ranking, has an intensive 3 days of rehearsal before them. The challenge is to continue the accuracy and proficiency of the existing book, while making changes to both music and drill.
So we just got new music last night for the end of the opener. It's going to be more of a battery moment instead of just a snare stick toss thing. Now it'll be a good day for changes, beautiful weather outside. Here we go.
It's all the new stuff. Got it? There is going to be some more solos we're going to talk with the snares about before leading into this. So what he's doing there is it's called 2 heights double stops. I don't know what the hell that means. It's not very impressive. Those are flams.
Those are new age
Those
flams.
were 2 height double stops.
Those are hybrid flams.
Hybrid flams.
We could break it down count by count, but we really only have about 45 minutes left and we've got to get it with the battery. You know what I'm saying? So let's really put our mind to the work right now, not rely on the reps.
Last time they were going to the field to learn the drill with this mess.
Hey, quad bases, if feasible to put this set another couple steps front field, go 2 more steps, be 8 behind the hat. Let's finish it from here, guys. Let's go bases and quads, just go halftime, match the snare speed from here.
Changes time.
We woke up to that song.
Oh, let's try that again.
Bathroom.
That was a spin. Too much spin on it.
It needs more flow.
Let's try it one more time. Ah, that was bad. Let's try it. Whoa, that was terrible, but... Good night, guys.
Hey, come here, catch this. Come here, catch this, ready?
Nope.
With mid-season show additions occurring amongst all sections, the Corps is fortunate to have quality rehearsal time in the stadium they will be performing in tomorrow night. Benefiting equally from this opportunity is the front ensemble, also known as the Pit. From their daily routine to their unique performance responsibilities, the Pit simply does things differently.
The Pit is definitely really close because we spend pretty much every hour of the day together.
There's 13 of us in the Pit, and we usually only have one instructor in front of us at a time, so the 14 of us spend 3 blocks a day usually together.
We are probably the most random, diverse, loud group of people you could possibly come across.
Yeah, ones. Everything we do is always together. You know, bathroom breaks are together, eating is together, playing is together.
This year's show demands an attention to musicality and performance beyond what most members have attempted in their past.
This year's show is very demanding in the fact that the Corps is just spread out.
The listening situations, it can be backwards, left, right, you know, you never know because they're always changing drill and the drum line's always moving.
The drum line is so far back on some of that stuff and it's really spread, so it's a big listening challenge.
I felt like you were just a little behind the snares for a lot of that phrase. It took a long time for you to get caught up to the snares from dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 dun. Just try to pick that up as fast as possible because the bigger the adjustment you're making, the harder it is for everyone else to recover from following that adjustment, okay?
The show is so fast and it's just runs for days.
It's really fast and it's incredibly vulnerable.
Show-wise, definitely the most challenging part would be our feature and anti-art.
A lot of our runs end with the rest of the Corps. Like a Corps will have a big impact and it's right at the end of our run and you either end with them or you don't.
The front ensemble staff includes Jim Wunderlich, Jack Mizutani, and Brian Dinkle, each of whom contribute uniquely in bringing this year's show to fruition.
Well, first we have Jim Wunderlich.
He's the one that writes all our music and kind of makes the world go round on the big picture stuff.
Was that good for them that time?
And then we have Jack, who's kind of the soul who really perfects our performance.
Half of your mind should be into performance, having a great time. The other half, you want to make sure you play smart.
He teaches you how to portray the music and feel emotion and perform, and he's a huge part of that.
And then with Brian, it's very musically and like the mathematical side of music.
He helps us so much with like dirt, like dirt in the music.
Phil, it felt like the last 2 counts of number 1, you pushed ahead a little bit. And then it kind of was just sliding back towards it, and then it felt like at the very end it pushed ahead again.
It's great to have each instructor bring something different to the table. So with constantly having all 3 of them changing in and out, you pretty much cover all the bases.
As the end of the second rehearsal block draws to a close, the Pit is faced with their biggest challenge, nature.
Storm's coming in. And this little tent's gonna blow away.
It says there's more rain.
Let's get rid of all the mics. We're just gonna start breaking down the gear a little bit in case it rains so we can move quicker once we get in there. Because every single one of these keyboards has multiple mics underneath it. Break it down, Pit! Break it down!
Big storm's coming and we're trying to avoid it for once.
Despite the bad weather, the Corps enjoyed their time at the incredible facilities and maximized their rehearsal time in the stadium.
It was a really great day of rehearsal. We're just cleaning up some stuff and making things ready for tomorrow's big show.
So I'm really excited about the Minneapolis show because it's the first time that we get to see the big hitters in DCI.
It's been a big show over the last 3 years, and it's normally where, you know, all the corps get to see each other.
We haven't seen them yet, and we want to see how our shows kind of line up with them, see what they're doing compared to what we're doing, and how our efforts are matching up against theirs.
It's going to be big. It's the congregation of all the corps, and it's really where we show down. Scores don't matter. It's more about actual head-to-head drum corps competition.
It'll be nice to go up against them and find out for sure how we stack up.
The corps really turned it around at this show last year. Really started to go for it, and I'm really hoping for that to happen again this year.
First regional tonight. Big show day. I'm a little bit tired right now, but hasn't really hit me yet. But I'm ready for the competition tonight. It's gonna be a good show.
Minneapolis today. Big day. Gotta have a big breakfast for a show day.
This is our tour cat.
Where did we find him?
Under there.
Gotta get all nice and clean for the big competition, man.
We're going to another place to have a 5-hour block with a 30-minute break in between. I hate 5-hour blocks, but we're still gonna do good.
Use the glasses like living off a bike.
Good. Slowly let those legs come all the way back down to the ground. Relax your head down to the ground, back of your neck to the floor.
The wheels are just a little bit heavier, but they seem like they're performing the same.
Okay.
You let me know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
This is my personal cabana boy.
Hola.
His name is Banana Cabana.
Me llamo David.
I hold very rigorous auditions for this job. It's very prestige.
Just nice circles. Nice circles.
Gotta take in time. Sorry, gotta get that credit score up.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive though. That's pretty quick.
You guys are playing individually, you go down like this, and then you're like looking at the dude next to you, like checking each other out. You're insecure. You're doing this, and all of a sudden, did I do that right? Did I do that right?
We're setting up for a nutrition break. Nice little snack to break up the morning rehearsal block before Minneapolis. We got fruits and granola bars.
You got your PB&J, you got your grapes, you got your trail mix, and you're good.
Excellent control of tempo. So we have really improved on tempo. Thank you.
Four on 3, 2 off on 8, 4 or 1 off on 4, and then splitting on 8.
Our initiation going into that is pretty wacky. I think it's just a push on 1, isn't it? Yeah, we gotta check that. We're really tentative and we guess a little bit each time, and it's always fuzzy, so.
You were struggling beforehand and then you stopped, which is the smartest thing to do there. Do you know why you lost time?
That run feel good? Yeah. Felt really good. Do exactly that tonight.
So mad right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good work.
My mom said she wants someone to interview me so I can get on the 360. She requested it. She wants to see me on the videos.
It's Nag Champa. I don't know what this is. It's kind of musky.
have to work together.
How you guys doing? Good. You guys ready? Yeah. All right, guys. I've been up there the whole day, and I'm positive they're ready for somebody to rock their world tonight. Somebody different, somebody unique, and somebody that's named the Blue Devils.
Performing their 2012 program, Cabaret Voltaire. Drum Corps International is proud to present Blue Devils. And in first place, a score of 86.3. 86.3, Blue Devils. Congratulations to all who are performing corps this evening. Good luck on your upcoming competitions. And at the 2012 Drum Corps International World Championships, August 6th through the 11th in Indianapolis. Drum majors are dismissed and they return to your units. If you would like to see more of the 2012 Drum Corps International Tour, come feel the music. We're on the most elite arts music festivals. Take the field during the exciting conclusions.
Today at the Blue Devils, we are getting ready to rehearse our first TOC performance tonight. Tonight is the Rockford TOC show. And we're all really excited. We're super hyped up from how well we're doing.
I'm hoping drum line gets a little cleaner and gets a little higher score.
And we can't wait to get better and go rock before tonight. It's gonna be awesome.
After their well-received performance at DCI, Minnesota, the Blue Devils continue their journey towards excellence and perfection. It is their first rehearsal since placing at the top of the field and obtaining the highest score of the year. Fresh off this victory, the Corps' spirits are high.
The Corps has like like a new vibe to them. They're getting much more comfortable with the show, and it was really amazing just to watch them perform last night.
You have no control over numbers, you have no control over what the other drum corps do. The only thing you can control is our performance. And I thought we performed very well.
It was the first time the Blue Devils really showed up, and it was the first show that really matters.
As Texas lingers in the near future, the Corps battles through back-to-back show days in Illinois and Kansas.
Blue Devil hold line, bring them down, ready, go!
Tomorrow we go to Texas, and everybody seems to be pretty excited about that.
So we're parked in a really nice facility. Little Elm is incredible. They're really good to us.
Good amount of rehearsal time, good amount of sleep, so should be good.
It was a long drive, but hopefully we get some decent floor time, which I'm sure we will.
The excitement of traveling into Texas is brought to a screeching halt with a sudden breakdown of the Funliner.
Boo! Worst night ever. I wake up and we're on the side of the road. I ask my seat partner what's going on. And he's like, hey man, our bus broke down and we were just driving 60, and next thing you know, all the electricity just went off and we're rolling. So we pull over to the side of the road, and everybody pitches in a little bit, throws the luggage on the SUV truck and on the RV.
Okie dokie, off you go!
All 50 of us are divvied up on 2 staff buses and 2 other buses. So that's where we're at. 7 hours to go, and we're going to Texas.
It's so hard to find a melody.
The first day of Texas, and the southern heat is scorching. This is Little Elm. Located in the central part of the state, it is a rural community where 100-degree temperatures are what residents call a cool day. Although the Corps has just arrived, the staff is not hesitant to introduce show changes.
Like this, there used to be a D here. So I'm not sure what this split is, so we'll have to figure it out and then I'll write it in.
You guys, we're gonna pogo stick like we're doing with the guard, just twice though. And for you, it's very, very subtle.
Changes or additions to the show are part of the Blue Devil experience. From a designer's point of view, changes continue to progress the overall audience experience, making the show fresher, more entertaining. The change to the member, however, presents challenge. To learn that which was already embedded, to adjust to the new, to perfect quickly and on the fly. With 10-hour days on turf fields, the heat begins to take its toll on the members' performance.
I'm sweating a lot, and I can tell other members, like, it's really getting to them.
It was so hot today. And I'm from Texas, and this is just awful.
Right now, you're not engaged. You're all like, oh, this is up and forward, down and away. There's a bird over there, man. You don't have the face, you don't have the fire in the eyes, you don't have the desire. Right now, you're very, I'm not gonna make a mistake. You're walking on eggshells. Can you burn one this time?
Just kind of feels like one of those days needed a little coach grab you by the face mask and slap you in the helmet a couple times. Got to wake up a little bit.
With 3 days left on this year's Texas stint, members will have to push themselves to their mental and physical limits in order to stay on top of the standings through San Antonio.
My mom teaches first and second grade class, and every year that I've gone on tour, she's had her kids make me little farewell cards, and they all like to draw a little picture and add some little message on the back, and it's pretty cool. This one's pretty good. I got the Blue Devil uniform on point there. See, I like that one right there. They're fun, you know. They kind of just keep you in a light mood whenever things on the field can get heavy and whatnot.
A week has passed since DCI Minnesota. The members have pushed through the rigorous conditions and are now less than 9 hours away from the San Antonio Regional.
Really good. We're getting to where we need to be. We definitely still need to get tougher. Okay, we need to get more pit bull in us. Okay, we need to be more likely to get in a street fight. You know, when I come back in a week, I want to see everybody a little bit more spit and vinegar in you. Okay, a little bit more edge. Where if we bark at you, you puff up and you get tough instead of cowering and whimpering down.
The temperature is high, but it is matched by the Corps' excitement for this year's regional.
Today is one of the biggest regionals of the year. It's San Antonio. Everyone's always hyping over it. There's like 22 Corps there, so I'm ready. I'm ready to throw down. It's a big deal. This is like the home stretch from here to the end of the season.
And I'm psyched for tonight, man. We gave it our all. Push through this run through in Texas. It's good.
Today's the day. We've worked really hard this week. It's been extremely hot. The past 3 days we had 3 shows. So if you were smart, then you treated them like quarters, semis, finals, and now you're here. If you treat tonight like it's finals, then finals will be that much easier. Just throw it on tonight. Do it up. Flip the switch.
Dada ist eine altertümliche, siebenbeinige Armbrust, die ein Hündchen unter Beine führt. Dada hat Schwingen, die gewaltiger als Hunden oder Insekten. Dada sieht manchmal einen Menschen aus Rock, Augen aus Rotstichen und Boden. Trotzdem ist Dada jeden Tag schön, was davon herrührt. Dada ist eine Rose.
Okay, so now it's time to take where you are right now, okay, and work on your next 10 points. You've got 10 points to work on from this point on. Got it?
Right.
Got 10 points. Doesn't seem like a lot, right? It would be the hardest 10 points in your entire life you ever try to achieve.
And in first place with a score of 90.40, 90.40, the Blue Devils.
The training of the Corps has been so good that they know how to stay focused.
There's a different type of clarity where you can feel the person next to you.
Ooh, chilies.
We had some moments of that in the show tonight.
The show felt great. I felt like I was flying across the field. I don't know, it's kind of a surreal experience.
Weird, but I'll sign these once you have them.
Oh my god! Oh my god! This is the best day of my life right now. This is like any fantasy you could ever imagine. Like, it's better than anything I've ever felt before. But I've watched pretty much from about 2008 up to now. I watched pretty much every single video on YouTube, anywhere I can find it.
We traveled 5.5 hours to get here. Tomorrow they go back to band camp.
You better practice.
Thank you. Wow, I'm the best drum corps ever.
This is the Carolina Crown, one of drum corps' best. They are a corps that epitomizes the very definition of unity.
Crown is where I've grown up. I've marched 7 years. I did 6 years at Crown.
This is my 5th year.
I've been here for 5 years and it's everything to me.
It can easily be understood that with this foundation of dedication and loyalty, excellence follows.
The competition is important to us, obviously, but more important is having the perfect show at the end of the year.
When we go out onto the field, we want to put out a show that people will remember.
You can't settle. You have to be undeniable every single night and strive harder and harder every day.
And it is because of this mindset that Carolina Crown becomes one of the main contenders for this year's DCI Championship title. It is the first day out of Texas. Lafayette, Louisiana is the location. The Blue Devils begin this week .85 ahead of the surging Carolina Crown. Yet they hold the distinct position as the only corps to have achieved a 90 thus far.
We need to build the intensity from here all the way up to next weekend in the Georgia Dome, right?
In order for the corps to fend off the hungry competitors, they will have to push through consistent rain and extreme humidity. Conditions that, while different than Texas, are equally as strenuous on the members.
Oh, calm down, guys. It's only 84% humidity outside right now. It's not that bad.
When we first got into Louisiana here, it wasn't necessarily hot, but it was just sticky.
100% humidity, rain pouring down. It's crazy.
I hate humidity. I hate it so much.
Despite these conditions, members maintain a positive attitude.
We're just not there, okay? We're a little bit kind of loose, okay, and groggy. So I want to do some kind of some mouthpiece buzzing.
And while joviality is offered to head horn instructor John Meehan, the mood quickly dissipates with the reality that the season's end is fast approaching. And tonight's show is one of the few left against the rising torrent known as Crown.
We didn't do a run, right? So it's all the more reason for us to throw down tonight. In 2 days, we can count our shows on our fingers. And there's no more 2012 Blue Devils. There's no more Dadas, no more any of this. We have 12 shows left. Crowd's less than a point away. Not scared, not worried. I know we're talented. I know we got it. And this corps stands out. This corps is awesome. You guys are great. You stand out. You're special. This is special. What we control is what we do on the field. For 12 more shows. So let's come together, let's throw down tonight. If you want it, take it.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Yay team, nicely done.
By the end of the day Monday, the spread remains the same, but the Blue Devils are now joined by Crown as members of the 90-point club. Every year, the trek through the Southeast proves to be rigorous on both body and mind. The long bus rides, the vast landscapes, the humidity and heat, all reminders of how far away home actually is.
Mail! Mail! Yes, mail from my mommy!
They still love me, even though I've been gone for so long.
Beef jerky! Fortune cookies! That's what's up.
Along with these mail stops, an appreciative audience makes being away from home a little bit easier. While most audiences appreciate the hard work and dedication that members put into their show, some audiences stand out. This is the case for the Murfreesboro Tour of Champions show.
After this is all over, I will never be this cool again.
It's so fun right now. It's so fun to be a Blue Devil.
It is nights like these that prove the power of drum corps beyond competition, where performers are rewarded with admiration from those they inspire, those who one day may be future members of the Blue Devils Drum and Bugle Corps. Atlanta, Georgia. It has been a week since San Antonio, and the Blue Devils are merely hours away from once again going head-to-head against Carolina Crown. Although the Blue Devils reveal a new, more powerful conclusion to their show, Crown continues to escalate.
Well, our show this year is called For the Common Good.
This show is very difficult, and we're doing a lot of hard things, and there's like so many exposed moments, and it's great, and the horn line is phenomenal.
We've definitely been pretty lucky with the crowds. It seems like people get into the show, which is really cool.
There's just so many great moments where the crowd just eats it up, and that makes me eat it up, and I just want to like nail it.
But after a successful warm-up, whatever was a concern instantly becomes the past, and the Blue Devils are determined to have a great show of their own.
They're good. So I always feel good if they're good.
Modern art still has this data element of irony, which makes it impossible for a modern artist to create naively. He has to attach to his work some forms of irony or resentment or products of his thinking, which in a way neutralize the purely aesthetic effect. I think this is a very essential and basic problem of Dada.
The Blue Devils completed their southeastern tour by spreading the gap between themselves and Crown by over a point. While the week was charged with ups and downs, the members are confident that their hard work has paid off. The next 2 weeks are the last of their summer tour, and the members charge forward with passion and determination. But the challenge that lies ahead suddenly amplifies as the very next night Crown closes the gap to just 0.2 of a point.
To be in the Blue Devils, you got to be undeniable. Undeniable. You got to remember why you joined this organization. What brought you to the Blue Devils? You know, what brought me to the Blue Devils is watching those guys play when I was a little kid going, I want to do that. I want to be the best in the world at that. And nothing's going to stop me. To me, the competition, if you beat the Blue Devils, you win. Because you're the best performers in the world. But tonight, we got to kick the Blue Devils' ass. Because if you do that, you guys are going to win.
Fresh off their wins in the south, the Blue Devils continue their journey to the northeast. With less than a week until the Allentown show, the Corps will have to work their hardest yet to stay where they are, on top.
There are like some people that are feeling a little bit nervous. There's no reason for it. Just gotta handle our gig, you know, hoping to spread more.
The way that things have been going, everybody is on fire right now.
Really push to the end to become monsters on the field and really kill it.
We did not choose a great pathway to start, then we had to recover.
Well, that's the next level of cleanliness. Diagonals up the left and right 45. That should fix that dress problem we have.
To be the best, the members of the Blue Devils put on blinders and focus on nothing but improvement.
For me, I've always been taught your only competition is yourself.
We're always trying to get better than the show before, always pushing for that, and that's what we shoot for at rehearsal, pushing for more, beating ourselves.
This is the mindset that is driving the Corps into the last week, firing them towards perfection for Saturday night in Indianapolis.
We're already pretty energized, so it's just gonna keep getting better.
A vital, yet sometimes unrecognized part of the tour are the people behind the scenes, the ones that make each summer happen, the support staff.
The way it's set up is we have a kitchen staff, a driving staff, and a promotional staff. Kitchen staff obviously handles all of the meals, 4 meals a day for the entire tour. And the driving staff of 10 people that are responsible for getting the Corps down the road safely and in a timely manner. And then we also have our promotional staff, which handles all of the sales of souvenirs and promotional items and all of that at the show.
These are just some of the many people that help the Blue Devils get down the road each summer.
My son kept saying, "Mom, they need a cook, they need a cook." So that's how I ended up here. He aged out and I didn't, so here we go.
This is my second full season. I love it, and I can't think of anyone I'd rather be with than the Blue Devils.
Pretty exhausted at the end of every day, but it's worth it. You get to see an absolutely awesome drum corps perform every single day.
Cooking 4 meals a day I don't think is a vacation, but yeah, with the kids as an incentive, yes it is. We have fun, and you've got to have fun or you could never do it.
Although these jobs may seem crazy to some, the Blue Devils are lucky to have a consistently dedicated group of people that understand what it means to the members to be able to travel and perform each summer.
It's the members themselves that keep me wanting to do this.
You know, I like the kids. I do. The kids are good.
I couldn't stand out there 10 hours a day and practice like they do. That takes some discipline.
People on the Blue Devil support staff are incredible. I am so lucky, I'm blessed, and I'm spoiled. Without them, our success would not be nearly as great as it is year after year after year.
To assume life goes on in continuation. Never ending is a notion for those who seem to ignore history. For with every beginning, there is most certainly conclusion. A moment in time when all events must end, and journey is complete. Such occasions are capable of generating a profusion of emotions. Tomorrow night, the Blue Devils' 2012 season begins its resolution. There is no doubt that a range of emotion will fill every performer's heart and soul. This is the logical reaction to a remarkable journey. What has been learned and perfected may take years to be fully absorbed, and yet, ironically, what we all may ultimately discover is that the end is only the beginning. Every year for 3 days at the backfield of Lucas Oil Stadium resides a black curtain. On its smooth, dark surface, the banner announcing the DCI World Class Championships, a congregation and celebration of music and sport.
It's not for points or scores, we just perform for the people.
You sit down at the end of the day and you think, why am I here?
I love everyone working towards the same thing.
It's like a reminder of the rewards that you can get from working your butt off.
This is the narrative that has been written over the past few months, and it is a tale not just of one, but all, an understanding of competition that embraces other. For as many of the differences there are between blue and red, yellow and gold, the similarities between competitors, grand. For they all have endured the same heat, fought through the same battles, and have overcome many of the same challenges. It therefore follows that shared respect is the common thread.
Drum Corps is a massive family. I mean, regardless of your uniform, we're all striving for the same thing. We're all getting the same experience, just, again, with a different color.
I respect what I do, and I respect what they do.
And it's really cool to connect and know that even though we're in different corps, we shared the same experience.
The conclusion to this adventure, although masked with numbers and rankings, is a celebration of the summer's hard work and dedication. And regardless of the outcome, will be remembered for the collective tenacity and the passion of every last performance.
Everything we've done has been in preparation for tonight, and it just so happens that we've had a great time along the way and we've had a lot of success, but tonight is the night that is the most important night. So you just need to enjoy every minute from here until you walk off the field tonight, knowing that you got it. Okay, whatever happens tonight, you still got it.
You guys ready to do the roll? Ankles feel okay? Knees feel okay? Yeah, start right on the slow 9. Right on the slow 9. Everyone's doing +1 this time. Everyone's doing +1. That'd be great. Keep working. Here we go.
Congratulations to you folks for getting to this level, but not only just getting here, excelling at this level. It's been an honor and a treat to be with you, and all I ask of you is throw down tonight.
Do it up not just for your friends, not for everyone right here, but you're the continuation of a long legacy of excellence. And we're going to continue that tonight.
What we have to do tonight is be the strongest. We have to want it more. We have to be bigger, louder, softer, prettier,
and we have to be what we are, is we have to be the best Blue Devils ever to hit the field, and you guys really have that chance tonight. This will be a roller coaster ride of a lifetime. Let's go win a championship, Blue Devils, right now. Let's go.
Feels good.
We finally did it. Couldn't have done any better. It was amazing. My heart was out. I emoted.
Receiving the silver medal with a score of 97.65. 97.65. Carolina Crown. Receiving the silver founders trophy, the 2012 Drum Corps International World Champion with a score of 98.7. 98.7. The Blue Devils.
We won, Dad.
Congratulations.
Number one, baby. Number one. I'm on top of the world right now.
This summer, the Blue Devils introduced drum corps fans to the Dada art movement.
One of the great contributions of Dada was assemblage and collage.
Complete opposite of structured
making
art.
fun of society at the time because society was going through a lot of changes.
Art should be upside down. Art is not what you think it is. The world is not what you think it is. People are not what you think they are.
It was a radical idea, introduced in an activity that is defined by order and structure.
And this is how you get to live in an organic show that's breathing and living. Dada did not seem a far stretch for you.
The purely aesthetic effect. I think this is a very essential and basic problem of Dada.
And while the journey was not always simple, for these members, their staff, and families, it becomes one of the most memorable experiences of their lives. For now, drum corps comes to a pause. For some, it is forever. and for others simply until next year. Either way, the 2012 season is now what was. Memories of images and moments of laughter and sorrow, of stored experiences that will hopefully survive the fading of time.
I don't know what I'm going to do with my summers.
I found my best friends at the Buddha Bowls.
Good things come to people who are committed to excellence.
Great way to age out.
It was unbelievable. I couldn't have done any better.
For the simple reason that we are humans, we dream. For most of us, that dream is bound by reality. This summer, the members and staff of the Blue Devils found themselves in the most fortunate position to possess the capacity to live out their dreams, to grow as a core with a common goal, while accepting the challenge to become the best individual possible. It is this very notion of growth and progress and of living their dreams that becomes the cause of this year's celebration. The celebration of hard work and family, and the movement Dada that will live on forever.
The main thing that had to be said, if Dada is something that through or with the help of aesthetic elements tries to define the situation of men in our time, then, in my opinion, Dada is still alive.